snack. We'll laugh. It's too short to be serious. All right, folks. So this is my 48th Crumbl review. And I'm not going to smile for this one. And I'm not going to go too deep into it. But this is probably one of the... And, I know as an influencer, I'm supposed to hype it up and go crazy about it. But this is probably the least exciting Crumbl review I've done. I like to keep it honest. And this being number 48, my fingers are really crossed that my 52nd, which would mark a full year of doing Crumbl reviews, and my 53rd, which would mark the year anniversary of doing Crumbl reviews. See, there's a difference between there being a year full of and then a year anniversary. So I'm going to celebrate both. My fingers are crossed that they provide exciting things. Now, with that, they are getting rid of the sugar cookie, so you might want to go get that this week. It will be a while before we see that again. It will still be part of rotation. It just won't be part of the weekly drop. Of course, we all saw the signs, the writing on the walls when they were doing this in the summer, week in, week out. You'd either see fruity or sugar. And so you saw it again in December when they were trying some different variations of sugar cookies with the mint and other options. So I'm indifferent. I know it's a polarizing cookie, so some people are like yes and some people are like no. But when I look at a lineup like this, I'm like I'm just like wondering what they're going to do with 5 cookies here, because if they continue to do a lineup like this, it would be pointless to get rid of sugar cookie. It would. So they need to kind of get more creative. I mean, 3 of these are really just sugar cookie bases. One's a Snickerdoodle, one's a caramel cake, one's Boston cream, which they really should have made. They should have made it more like an eclair style thing, where you've got graham cracker crust. And then you got red velvet white chip. And just keep in mind, red velvet white chip and Snickerdoodle, I've had them like twice since doing this. And my issue with that is they have another red velvet cookie that has cream cheese icing on it. And there's not a reason out there, because they do cream cheese icing a lot. There's not a reason out there for them to go and say, okay, we can't do that, it's too expensive. No, you're doing red velvet, and then you're doing cookies with cream cheese. Are they both too expensive to do at once? I don't know, but it's been over a year. Same with molten lava, and I keep hearing, oh, it's going to come out then, it's going to come out here, then. And I got a firm word from them that it's coming out at a certain point, but I'm not going to say when they said it. I'm not going to give y'all that false hope, and I'm not going to give myself that false hope. I hate to be a Debbie Downer today, but that's just how this lineup makes me feel. So we're going to jump into it. I'm an honest person. We're going to jump into it. And 2 new cookies, but again, it's just like I kind of have some excitement for Boston cream, but I mean, the creativity here just seemed to be lacking this week. So, obviously, we'll start with the 2 new ones, and then we'll work our way around to the other ones. But yeah, they just brought back red velvet white chip and Snickerdoodle just way too quickly. Like, I remember the norm being 6 months to a year before you saw the cookie come back. That was the norm. Now you're seeing some cookies take over a year to come back, and you're seeing some cookies take less than 3 months. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's frustrating, and Crumbl's got to fix it, or they're going to lose people fast. If you check out the Reddit community, they're kind of frustrated too. So here is the caramel cake. And hopefully me being real with y'all doesn't kill the vibe, doesn't scare you away from me. But I gotta be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna color code it like some fraud. I'm not here just for the views. I'm here to be honest. So Let's try this out. And you know, I hate to say it because I like this flavor. And please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, by the way. I actually really do like the flavor. The caramel icing shine. You know, I feel like that's the weak point of some of their cookies with caramel on it. Is that they have a cream cheese flavored icing that kind of gets in the way. Maybe this is more of their way to test out this caramel icing on its own, and then maybe they're gonna, you know, test it out on other cookies without using cream cheese. I think it really does taste good. It's not something that you're gonna be like, wow, this is amazing, because there's not a lot to it, but the flavor down to the core works, and I think you should definitely give this one a chance. It's nice and buttery. It's not overly sweet. It's a downright enjoyable cookie that I would give an 8.5. I wouldn't put it higher than that because, you know, there's ways to make this shine brighter. You can put caramel inside, like actual caramel, where you're pulling the cookie apart, and you got stretching. You could do that, and that would really add some cookie points, not brownie points, but cookie points. For sure. But for me, it's 8.5, just because it's a very enjoyable cookie. It's very simple, and maybe a lot of people will rank this lower, but I think that's something to note. Now this is a mess. Boston cream pie, I guess. Look at that. There we go. I don't think they put enough chocolate on there, but you know, they always show you the cookies and ask you, is this okay? So there's no reason for me not to have told them, hey, put a little more chocolate on there. But I was trying to get this review. I'm not trying to make people waste their time or waste my time or anything. So the ganache is so thick that it's stuck to my cookie cutter. So I'm having issues just trying to get it go back on the cookie. But it tastes good. Like, so far, it's very similar to what you get with eclair. But I'm already going to tell you what I think. They should have put more chocolate all over it. But let's go ahead and try it with the chocolate. Yeah, it's almost like eclair cake. And it's a pretty good cookie too. Like, I thoroughly enjoy the cream. It's a little more dry, not quite as buttery, but it tastes pretty good. I'll give it an 8 just because I think I could have used more chocolate per se, and that buttery flavor of the caramel kind of just got me a little bit better than this has. So, you know, it's a pretty good cookie. Like, I'm not complaining about how good these taste. They did a good job with these two cookies. It's just about the diversity of a lineup, you know. There's nothing wrong with any of these cookies, but if you're going to do a Snickerdoodle, throw it in with a really fruity cookie, really chocolatey cookie, and I don't know what the other one would be, but you know, don't just throw it in because you can. You know, I didn't even pick up the Snickerdoodle to show y'all. I mean, y'all know what a Snickerdoodle looks like. I'm picking it up now. I'm having a hard time because I broke it into 4 pieces, but see that? That's a Snickerdoodle. If you don't know what a Snickerdoodle is, I feel kind of bad for you. It's like a sugar cookie with cinnamon sugar. That's really what it is. And they do a pretty good job. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's buttery, smooth. And not overbearingly sweet. But to me, it's just another cookie. You know, I'm just going to lower that to 6. It's okay. It's really just okay. I don't know. I've given it high ratings before, and I don't know why. But this one is one of my favorites. I love red velvet. Red velvet white chip. I really enjoy it. But, I really want a chance to try the one with cream cheese icing. And everyone else does. But Crumble doesn't seem to be too interested in sharing that with us. So, I don't know. And you can't get it this week either. Like, you can't just take this and tell them, hey, can I get cream cheese icing on it? Because guess what's not on the lineup? Cream cheese. So, yeah. Let's try this out again. This one's a little doughy this time. But the flavor's still good. It's known for its rich cocoa flavor and a nice balance of white chips. I really do enjoy that one. I'm kind of biased towards it, but I'm going to keep in perspective of everything. It's a very good, it hits right, it hits a spot, you know, and it's nice and dense and rich and flavorful. But as compared to the new flavors, I wouldn't say it's better than them. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. You know, again, these flavors, they're pretty good. But I think they could have just had a better variety this week. So, you know, it's not a week I'm going to tell you you shouldn't go. If you like sugar cookies, you definitely need to go stock up on those. And maybe you can try caramel or even Boston cream. But, you know, we've had Snickerdoodle, we've had red velvet. So I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to try it again. But if this is your first time, I mean, you know, they're all good flavors. So, anyways, that's my review. I'm sticking to it. I hope I didn't kill your vibe. If I did, well, then bye. But other than that, I will see y'all around. Yay!